Shawn Michaels announced the crowd. Brian, did you jot that number down? We need to keep that in the files. I've got it right here if you'd like to take it down from me.
I didn't, no.
Well, I've got it right here. Get ready. Get your pen and paper ready. 61,467 people. Boy, howdy. That's a lot of people to be out in the middle of the desert.
Now when they get into WrestleMania 3, people pop because it was like, yeah, we're a part of a big thing here. This is breaking the indoor attendance record. After a while, you're just cheering for the people who made the money. Here's how many of you people paid to be in here.
Yes.
Let's all clap for the money you gave us.
Well, but at least they announced number of people rather than, remember, for a while there, they were saying this is the biggest gate in WWE history. And people go, yeah. And then they realized, yeah, we paid more money than anybody ever to see the same thing.
See, that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. If you want to, real quick here, I'll just say it here. That's one of the things I worry about now with WWE. It's going to become like UFC. And UFC makes a lot of money. They're really big. What was the last UFC fight you watched?
Well, I may not be a fair representation of the public because since they've gotten so fucking Trumpy, I don't even want to look at it.
Well, beyond that, who's the last fighter you remember?
Beyond that, they had bigger stars and they had more mainstream consciousness, and actually the same thing in some respects as the WWE. They were bigger with popularity before they started making all the fucking money that they make now with rights fees.
See, that's the issue.
It's not what it once was.
WWE's ownership is just going to chase all the money, and it's their right, obviously. Chase all the money everywhere, no matter where it is. That's why you get pay-per-views in Saudi Arabia. That's why you get pay-per-views all over the world or events all over the world. The priority is going to be going where the money is, and I don't know if that's good for the product. If they think even more so than Vince that the brand is this big selling thing and they could just pump it. I mean, how much money was pumped into WrestleMania here? The canvas was covered in spots. Matches had individual sponsors. There were other sponsors. All sorts of fucking music being played. It's everywhere. I mean, they're trying to make money out of every end of this. And again, they're businessmen and this is their asset. But in terms of the product going forward, that should worry people, I think.
Well, yes, at some point, when they've integrated the commercials and the sponsors completely into the programming and the guys are wrestling a giant fucking ice cream drumstick, you know, it may be a little...
Who knew they had a budget? I've been seeing those in the supermarket for years. They're sponsoring WrestleMania? Where did that come from?
Apparently, Nick Khan's got the magic touch and then the silver tongue.
I like your robust chocolate drumsticks. I'd like you to sponsor Cena versus Cody.
It's all part of our flywheel.
Get in our flywheel. We'll get ice cream all over the place.
Anyway, then they announced Stephen Amell, who I've heard of him at least. I've never actually, I don't think I've seen the things he's on, but I've heard his name. A UFC guy, and Dana White again, and he got booed again. I don't think he ought to be walking around Vegas unaccompanied.
Yeah, why'd they give him two different introductions?
Well, they didn't introduce him twice. The first time they just put him on camera, I think, accidentally. Maybe he was sitting in the wrong seat or somebody else had left to go piss. I don't know, but he got booed twice, so they didn't get tired of it.